that Dria's Green Glow one, that's what's in this bag. And obviously, if you're going to do some freezer stuff, you would put it, the freezer stuff separate. But I would just get the zip.
Hey Katie, can you stash one back there for me?
And
yeah, here's some right here.
Keep it in the freezer, the fridge, whatever stuff is in yours. So then it's just ready to go. I have all this washed and prepped and ready to go. Because obviously you're not going to want to be taking a break to chop up fruits and veggies and cleaning them. So I have that ready to go. One thing, ginger is something that it's pretty strong, but it really aids in digestion. It helps you digest foods. It also really helps, like if you have a stomach ache, ginger is really good. So the next drink, the one that I didn't think many people will probably want to try, but it's the one I make every day. And it's definitely not as sweet as the other ones. It's more on the savory side just because of the cilantro and the ginger. Cilantro cleans all the heavy metals out of your body. So if you're somebody who eats a lot of, even canned tuna that has mercury in it, or a lot of fish, cilantro is going to help clean out the heavy toxins in your body. So one thing I do with ginger, because you don't usually use it every day, I just cut, however much I'm going to use off for the shake, and I just easily chop up all the peeling. Probably can't really see that. So I'm going to just use a little chunk of this ginger, and then what I would do with the rest of that is I would freeze it until I'm going to use the rest, because you just typically, not a lot of your recipes are going to call for ginger. I go through a lot of it just because I make that green shake most days, and since this is so good at aiding with digestion, a lot of us really could use a little more ginger in our diet. So that's one reason why this drink will be a little more savory, is because of the ginger and the cilantro. If those are two tastes that you don't like, and I truly will have to say, this is something that typically your first day aren't going to love this next one. It is mostly all green. It is all green. And there is a little bit of sweetness to it. I am adding the pear in today. I don't usually add a pear, but it definitely gives a little bit sweeter taste to it. It's a whole head of romaine lettuce, which, romaine has a lot of benefits, vitamins A, C, and K, and a lot of fiber. And what's great about these green veggies, like the cucumber and the celery and the romaine, is it's almost all water. So it's filling you up, the fiber's keeping you full, and not a lot of calories. The fruit obviously has more sugar and calories in it. When I make my drinks, I typically try to keep 1 part fruit to 3 part green veggies. But that's typically something you work your way up to. It's not something you have to do. And I'm not saying fruit's bad. It's just it definitely has a higher sugar level. So this next one is the Dria's Green Glow on there. And I like to put all the leaf lettuce at the bottom, at the bottom, closest to the blade. So this has cilantro. It's all kind of mixed since I threw it in the bag, but it has a whole head of romaine, a cup of spinach, or I use kale a lot. And actually, last time I went to Trader Joe's, I love that they have frozen organic kale already ready to go, because then kale's not something a lot of people go through really quick, so that's easy for me to keep in the freezer. But now I'm obsessed with kale salad, so now I'm buying kale all the time. So then the celery, I did 2 stalks of celery, and again, celery is 95% water. So that is a great thing to snack on because it fills you up for very little calories. And especially if you came here and made your own almond butter and used it with your celery, you'd be good to go. So I am taking this whole lime, and I cut off most of the peel. And I'm only going to use half the cucumber. Cucumber is also one that's, cucumber and celery are fairly strong as well. The leaf lettuces you usually don't taste, so they're not as bad.
And you don't peel the cucumber. You just
about peeling too. If I buy organic, I don't peel. If I can't buy an organic cucumber, I peel the cucumber. It's again preference. So cucumber is on that dirty dozen that you should try to eat organic if you can. And you can put the whole pear and apple in here. I'm not going to put the seeds in today, but you can put the whole thing. Lucky for you guys, I only have one picture of this.
Yeah. Make it go around.
So there's going to be a race.
Start with me this time.
All right.
Okay,
You're on the end.
so this one I'm going to, I think, add the ice last, or add more ice last, because it's really full.
So your spinach is in there too?
What?
Your spinach?
Yep, the spinach, romaine, and the cilantro are at the bottom with the water. And again, you don't have to use water. I don't always. A lot of times I'll use cucumber water, coconut water, or celery water. When you wash your celery and then, you know, it's all really clean and then you keep it soaked in water, that water is great to use as well. All those nutrients are in there too. So you can do it that way. You can use regular water. So.
And grapes, you have grapes in there?
Grapes, I forgot. Yes, they should be in there. At home, I barely add the fruit. I start with more fruit, and now we've mostly cut the fruit out. So I would have put the grapes at the bottom. I should have put the grapes at the bottom. So don't watch it anyway.
Yeah. I need a lot of fruit to get that stuff done.
So most blenders, you could never fill this full. I mean, it just usually doesn't work. This one's probably going to need the tamper. So you always, again, want to make sure this is secure. The lid plug is secure. And I'll just take that out if I need to use the tamper. And I'm going to add ice after. Add more water, you know. There's a lot of produce in there. That was a whole, what is that, gallon Ziploc bag, plus the grapes. So that's a lot of produce. But again, I didn't use frozen in this one, so I'm going to add ice. A lot of times you'll see Brian come to work with a mason jar full of this, but if you're making it for yourself and you want to cut the recipe in half, go ahead. Or if you want to drink it throughout the day, that's fine. Juice and smoothies are best eaten fresh because fruits and vegetables start to oxidize, but since juice is even quicker. But smoothies, the fiber's still in it, so it does save. If you have a mason jar and you fill it up, the least amount of air possible, it's going to stay pretty fresh. So you don't have to drink it all right away. But I could drink that whole pitcher. So I could. I truly crave it. I know it sounds funny. We're on the road all winter long for hockey. When we're gone for the weekend, I cannot wait to get home and have this. It's just weird. I think your body just gets so used to eating healthy foods. And when you're on the road and you're not, you crave it too, don't you? I mean, when it's something you start to kind of crave. So obviously, you do not need to do anything green. A lot of people don't get their greens, and that's what I'm kind of showing you today. Did you think you could taste the spinach in the last one?
No.
So it's an easy way to hide spinach. This one is definitely going to be more of a shocker probably to you. It's not necessarily like the last one.
Can you freeze it?
You know, you could. It's best as fresh. I mean, anything that you make is going to be best fresh. It's all, that's why you don't want to always over-process it either. You know, it's going to be fresh is best. So, it would probably come out solid. But one thing you can do is you can make sorbets and ice creams, and that's typically 3 cups frozen fruit to 1 cup liquid or yogurt. So you could do frozen mango sorbet with a thing of vanilla yogurt. You know, you could do 3 cups of frozen mango, 3 cups of frozen strawberries to 1 cup lime juice if you want like a strawberry lime sorbet. Sorbets are so easy. You can eat them right away, or that you could freeze. So, yeah. Are you trying it?
I actually like this one. Not as much as this one.
I like it. It's so good for you.
All right. So,
I think the cucumber is really dominating.
cucumber and celery are going to be. They both are of a strong flavor, but it's kind of what you start to crave. So. Does anyone want to try one without banana? So we could do pineapple, strawberries, and grapes, and spinach. Okay.
It's like cilantro.